This is a story of a group of 9 girls. A story of how they faced mountains of expectations and doubt from fans who insisted on the legacy of a legendary preceding group. A story of how their existence managed to revive a quaint but declining seaside town. A story of how they managed to find their own shine and stand on their own. And most importantly, a story of how they've managed to change countless lives. This is a story of Aqours.
What is Love Live? At the turn of the 2010s, and with groups like AKB48 at their peak, as well as the rise of similar franchises like Idolmaster, a new player came to be in the idol industry. Love Live is a multimedia franchise that combines multiple mediums for their idols: anime/animation, music, publications, collaborations, and the live projects such as concerts, live streams, and fan meets. But the story of Aqours doesn't begin on their own, rather, it begins with the founding of Muse. Love Live began in 2010 with an announcement in the magazine The Genkichi about the creation of their first group, Muse. Muse had a rather slow start, but with their single Snow Halation becoming a success and the anime series being produced by the legendary animation studio Sunrise, the studio behind the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise, Love Live quickly exploded in popularity and took Japan by storm. The concerts kept growing consistently with the influx of new fans. Muse took Love Live from a niche multimedia project to a powerhouse of the Japanese idol industry, and by the time they chose to disband in 2016, they were able to end their run on a high note, with their final live being held in the Tokyo Dome, a venue with a capacity of 55,000 people.
A year before Muse's final live, news hit the Dengekiji website on February 26, 2015 about a new Love Live project. The headline read, Dabu Daibu Sunshine Starto, or Love Life Sunshine Start. The second generation of Love Life had officially begun. Alongside this announcement was a picture of a new girl, her orange hair lending herself similarities to Hanukkah, the leader of Muse. But when fans dug deeper into this new group, they found them to be very different, at least from the background given. Instead of being set in the hustle and bustle of Akihabara in the heart of Tokyo, the new setting would be somewhere rural, with a beautiful beach surrounded by nature. In the following month's issue, the second teaser image was released, revealing the remaining 8 members. In subsequent issues, details about the cast were revealed. The characters were revealed as Takami Chika, played by Inami Anju, nicknamed Anchan, Sakadauchi Riko, played by Rikako Aida, nicknamed Rikako, Matsuda Kanon, played by Nanaka Suwa, nicknamed Suawa, Kurosawa Daya, played by Komiya Arisa, nicknamed Arisha, Watanabe Yo, played by Saito Shuka, nicknamed Shukashu, Tsushima Yoshiko, played by Kobayashi Aika, nicknamed Aikyan, Kunekita Hanamaru, played by Takatsuki Kaneko, nicknamed Kinchan, Ohada Mari, played by Suzuki Aina, nicknamed Anya, and Kurosawa Ruby, played by Furihata Ai, nicknamed Fuliren. Anchan and Kinchan were already fans of Love Live thanks to Muse. As for Shukashu and Fuliren, it would be their first ever voice acting role. Later, a group name competition, where fans would send in name ideas and the best would be voted on, was conducted, just as it was with Muse. In the end, Aqours, a wordplay between Aqua and Hours, was chosen. Subsequent issues would release more information about the new girls, further fleshing out their characters. Initial reaction towards Aqours debut was mixed and divisive. A large segment of the fanbase found it difficult to move on from Muse, especially when their final live was announced at around the same time. Some fans felt that Aqours was being forced or pushed in too quickly to replace Muse, some even saying that they were trying too hard to copy Muse. After all, it's hard to leave a group behind who had built everything from nothing to embrace a new one. However, others in the community were excited for this new group. To them, a new setting and a fresh set of characters could be fun and exciting. After all, Love Live was still a relatively new franchise in the grand scheme of things, so the new elements would keep the premise from becoming stale. Many fans were excited to see where the future of this franchise is going. Despite that though, Aqours still had to work to gain the trust of the existing fanbase. Muse had cemented a legacy, and Aqours had the responsibility to prove that Love Live wasn't a one-hit wonder, that it could survive for future generations. Released on October 7, 2015, Aqours' first single, Kimi no Kokoro wa Kagayaiteru Kai, would be their first milestone. The single came bundled with an animated music video, giving fans their first look at Aqours in motion, as well as setting the initial tone for Aqours with the beautiful backdrop of Numazu and Uchiura, their school, Mount Fuji, and most importantly, the characters and their dynamic with each other. Subsequent Dengeki issues would continue to flesh out their characters and personalities. Character popularity polls were conducted to select the next center for future singles. This would continue until the group's fourth single. In addition, Aqours embarked on a nationwide meet and greet campaign titled Love Live Sunshine, Aqours Extracurricular Activities, Journeys of Greetings Doki Doki Sunshine, to promote their first single as well as to build direct engagement between the fans and the new cast. On January 11, 2016, Aqours was granted a chance to prove themselves to those who had followed them from their initial announcement. Their first ever full member live event titled Love Live Sunshine, Aqours Special Extracurricular Activities, Is Everyone Ready? 1, 2, Sunshine, featured live performances of Kimi Koko, Steps 0 to 1, and Aqours Heroes, as well as a talk segment. At the end of the event, Anshan asked fans to give them a chance and lend their support. Additionally, on the same day after the live event, Aqours did their first ever Namahoso with all 9 members, during which the Love Live Sunshine project was finally announced to have a TV anime, once again animated by Sunrise, as well as an upcoming second single. This was a huge step for the group, as historically, anime adaptations are the best way to bring in more fans through storytelling. Other notable milestones before the anime aired were subunit name voting and reveals, a manga serialization, and the appearance of Aqours at the Sith Thanksgiving Festival, as well as the opening of the Numazu Gamers branch, nicknamed Little Demon Branch, in reference to Yoshiko's Fallen Angel shtick. Spoilers from this point onwards. In July 2016, the first season of the anime was aired. I think most of you who clicked on this video knows how the story goes. We're not going to recap the show. But if you haven't yet, I suggest you pause this video and go watch the whole 2 seasons as well as the movie. Critically, the anime was received as an improvement over its predecessor in various aspects, such as the character design and emotion, and its writing bringing a fun story with a balance between comedy and emotional moments. The use of the previous group, Muse, as a plot point is executed well, giving Aqours a great foundation while grounding the characters with their own strengths and weaknesses and creating a realistic story. Most of the first season was about Aqours trying to find their own identity while being true to themselves. By the end of it, they realize they don't have to be like Muse. Aqours is about their home, Uchiura and Numazu. It's about showing love for their town and community. Initial fan reception for the first season, however, was mixed. Many people still mourn the loss of Muse and were apprehensive to embrace the new series. Furthermore, another point of criticism was that the first season mirrored a similar storyline to the first Love Live anime. However, this similarity is only surface level and is what helped to differentiate Aqours from Muse. As they try to find their own identity, their characters slowly flesh out, and by the end, they have grown and become unique in their own way, allowing fans to grow attached to the new girls and understand that this group isn't like the previous one. By the time the second season was announced for fall of 2017, a lot of fans had moved on and accepted Aqours as a worthy replacement, although some were still reluctant to move on. It was understandable after all. It had been less than 3 years since they were announced, and with a second season already on its way, 2 lives, and even a performance at the Belluna Dome, perhaps they were being pushed a bit too much. Nevertheless, the second season would go on to be one of 2018's best-selling animated series on DVD and Blu-ray in Japan. In the words of the series songwriter, Akihata, as she discussed season 2, even though there are some things in this world that are unattainable no matter how hard one tries, the way Aqours faced that challenge was indescribably beautiful. At this moment in time, one can say that Aqours had stepped out of Muse's shadow and proved that they were more than just successors. They were stars in their own right. The anime saga concluded in 2019 as the final installment of the story, Love Live Sunshine Over the Rainbow, was released in the form of a theatrical movie, which was met with critical acclaim. It gave a perfect conclusion to the anime story and their journey. Although the anime may have ended, Aqours as a group was only just beginning. This era marked a period of great growth for Aqours. They were added to the now-defunct Love Live Squadle Festival mobile rhythm game along with their own stories, songs, and cards. Their inclusion was built up with great anticipation, going as far back to January 2016 when the first card of Chica was released. The game would then receive a major update in July of that year to celebrate Sunshine's premiere, fully implementing them into the game and leading to an influx of new players. And global players would receive the same update just a month later. Later on, they were announced to be included in that game's next installment, Love Live Squadle Festival All-Stars, which was released in September 2019 and has also since gone defunct. Alongside this, they also appeared on the obscure Nesoberry game Puchiguru Love Life. Beyond official Love Life games, Aqours was also added to the mobile RPG Grand Blue Fantasy as part of a collaboration event featuring unique cards and items. Beyond games, Aqours Club, their official fan club, was launched on June 30th, 2017. Members can gain access to fan meet tours, activity diaries, seiyuu blogs, and even special videos and pictures of events.
You can write a story about growth. That is easy. That's what the anime is for. But real growth isn't so simple. It takes time. And the real growth lies with the real-life counterparts of Aqours, the voice actors, also known as seiyus. Aqours' first love life, Step 0 to 1, had them perform iconic songs from the first season of the anime, as well as singles and subunit songs. They performed amazingly well, especially for their first numbered live. Omo Io Itotsu ni Nare is a fairly important song in the first season. It marks the point where Riko has finally confronted her past failure with the piano and her growth as a character. But Riko didn't perform it with Aqours in the anime, as she had her piano competition on the same day. To recreate this during the live, it was decided as a special surprise to have Rikako, Riko's Sayu, play a piano accompaniment of the song while the other 8 members performed, despite her having no meaningful experience with the instrument. The first day went without a hitch. Rikako played the piano flawlessly, even though she was visibly nervous, only having had 3 months of piano practice before the live. However, on the second day, right before the song shifts to the first verse, she missed a chord. Immediately, Rikako broke down into panic and froze. The song continued on for a few more seconds, until it stopped, as she broke down crying. Immediately, Anchan, Anya and Suwa came to comfort her, while the entire audience showed their support for her by turning their lightweight colors to Sakura pink while chanting her name. After a brief moment to calm down, they tried again, reassuring her that everything will be okay. Following this, Rikako sat down once again in front of the piano and gave it another shot. It wasn't perfect, but she pushed on nevertheless, fighting back her tears as she softly muttered the song's lyrics, as if finding courage in them. This event showed that the members had already formed a strong bond with each other, almost like a family. From this day on, Omo Io Itotsu ni Nare would remain unperformed for a while. As for the rest of the first live, it went off without a hitch, even including a reenactment of the Mirai ticket scene from the first season. A few months later, in August and September 2017, Aqours embarked on their second Love Live, Happy Party Train Tour, which had them performing in Nippon Geisha Hall, Nagoya and the previously mentioned Balluna Dome. Nippon Geisha Hall is the location where they perform Mirai Ticket in the anime, and the Balluna Dome would mark their first dome concert. Keeping the namesake of the live, a Happy Party Train was performed featuring lights on their costumes, just like in the singles music video. Additionally, songs from the Duo Trio collection, new subunit songs, and bonus anime Blu-ray songs were performed. In just a few months from their first live, they had improved so much, especially in their dancing and singing. In the next year, they had another live and fan meeting, their third Love Live, which was once again performed at the Balluna Dome, as well as in Osaka and Fukuoka. Even their in-story rival group, Saint Snow, got their own live in Hakodate Arena in Hokkaido. Aqours later performed overseas for the first time in Los Angeles as part of the annual Anime Expo convention. This overseas performance would mark the first ever appearance of Aqours Rainbow, a project conducted by fans where each specific section of the audience was asked to turn their pen lights to a specific color, resulting in a beautiful rainbow. Aqours Rainbow took months of planning and logistics on how to even conduct it all. In the end, it all worked out, and Aqours Rainbow will slowly become a staple for Aqours' lives from this day onwards. And then in November of 2018, they reached their greatest milestone this far. one that most artists could only dream about. Aqours performed at the Tokyo Dome for their fourth live, sailing to the sunshine to a sold-out crowd of 55,000 people. One notable addition was the feature of a live orchestra led by the conductor and soundtrack composer for Love Live Sunshine, Tatsuya Kato. Furthermore, Omo Io Totsu ni Nare was also performed again, with Rikako joining the other members right as the first verse started, marking the first time this song was performed fully by all 9 members. The first and second season climax songs, Mirai Ticket and Waterloo New World, were performed on day 1 and 2 respectively on a giant ship. Looking in retrospect, it's nothing short of impressive that they were able to improve and reach this height in such a short time. The Tokyo Dome performance had shown that they were now on the same level as Muse, or even surpassing them to some. But unlike Muse, this Tokyo Dome performance wasn't the end. They would go on to perform more concerts, with the next one being the Asia tour in Taipei, Seoul and Shanghai. And in June 2019, they performed at the Bluna Dome once again for their 5th live, featuring all the songs from the new movie. This would also be the first time Aqua Rainbow would make an appearance in one of their big numbered lives. A month after that, they would go on to perform once again in Los Angeles, where they were famously performed through a 7.1 magnitude earthquake, without stopping until the song was over, until which they took a short break for safety checks before returning to complete their setlist.
As the new decade rolled around, Aqours seemed unstoppable, even having a dome tour planned for their 5th anniversary, this time at domes throughout Japan. They kicked off the year with a subunit live, beginning with Guilty Kiss and then Sharon. But the world wasn't so kind in 2020. The coronavirus pandemic brought all plans to a halt. As a result, Azalea didn't manage to conduct their first subunit live. On April 7th of 2020, Japan declared a state of emergency for major prefectures like Tokyo and expanded it nationwide on April 16th. As a result, Aqours 6 Love Live Dome Tour 2020, which was initially scheduled for September 2020 to January 2021, was put on hold. And by August of 2020, all performances for the tour were officially cancelled due to health and safety concerns. It wasn't all grim, however. Aqours would hold a few online lives, notably Aqours Online Love Live Lost World and Aqours Countdown Love Live White Island. Additionally, starting from Chika's birthday in August of that year and continuing on after the end of the pandemic, each member would get a special music video for their first solo concert album, meaning Aqours content would continue to release. To substitute for the cancellation of the Dome Tour, a unique outdoor concert taking place at Sumagoi Resort Sai no Sato, titled Aqours 5th Anniversary Love Life Let's Go Wonder Trip, was announced on Aqours Countdown Love Life White Island in December of 2020. However, this one will be cancelled as well. Another scrap event was Aqours Back in First Love Life, where a planned theatre screening of their first Love Life would take place in March of 2020. However, due to the pandemic situation, the event was revamped to be a free YouTube livestream instead. I can describe the pandemic period as a painful period, where they couldn't do anything and even wondered about the existence of Aqours. Kin-chan also described the period with frustration but looked into the future positively by saying, "We will do our best to make it happen again, because we promised everyone." Despite the setbacks due to the pandemic, there were still a few collaborations such as the May 2020 National Hand Washing Awareness Campaign by Aqours and Japan's Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare. There was also a cybersecurity campaign with the Japanese government in early of 2021. From this point onwards, Aqours activity would start to slow down as the momentum of yesteryears was cut off by the pandemic.
On May 15th, 2021, the Dreamy Colour PV was released as part of the upcoming Aqua Club 2021 CD set to mark Aqours' 6th anniversary. This marked a new stage for Aqours, a new age for them to start again after the rocky year of 2020, a separate era from their anime days. Notably, this is the first song in the Love Live franchise to feature a live-action music video. Azalea would also get to perform their first live concert in August 2021 after being delayed since 2020. However, Kin-chan, Hanamaru's voice actor, was unable to perform at this concert due to her ongoing treatment at the time regarding her adjustment disorder diagnosis. Later on, from September to November 2021, The subunits would have their second live, featuring songs from the new albums. On September 22nd, Aqours' seventh single, Kuru Kuru Kruda, was released in collaboration with the Monster Strike game, and it would soon become the theme song for the upcoming Aqours 6th live tour, Kuru Kuru Rock and Roll. At the end of 2021, Aqours Extra Love Live Dreamy concert was conducted, featuring the first ever live performance of Dreamy Colour. Aqours' 6th Love Live Kuru Kuru Rock and Roll Tour was the live concert that would be their redemption for the missed 2020 Dome Tour. There were 3 legs: Ocean Stage at Vantolin Dome Nagoya in February, Sunny Stage at the Belluna Dome in March, and finally Windy Stage at the Tokyo Dome in June. This was it. It was the Dome Tour they deserved. Windy Stage even included the same live orchestra from their 4th live, as well as orchestral renditions of several songs. It was clear that each of the members had improved drastically. Each member's vocal prowess has grown significantly, especially in songs such as Deep Resonance. At the end of the Windy Stage concert, there was a surprise announcement. Genjitsu no Yahane, Sunshine in the Mirror, was officially getting an anime. Genjitsu no Yahane is a fantasy-themed spin-off of Love Live that started life as an April Fool's joke, later moving to a manga serialization. Eyecatch was moved to tears, stating that she was so happy to see the girls animated again in a new and different setting after a long time. The end of the year would see Numazu Jimo Ai Matsuri, where the cast would appear at the town's festival for a fan meet. The next year, in February and March, they would have Aqours Extra Love Live 2023, It's a Mugindai World, for Valentine's and White Day respectively. This concert was part of a special collaboration with Hatsune Miku, where Aqours would perform with Miku on stage featuring her hologram. Love Live Sunshine, Aqours Urano Hoshi Girls High School Radio, JMA local broadcasting station, Babusotsu Daishugo Radio and Live with YYY, is a radio live tour featuring a new unit with Yo, Yoshiko and Ruby, where they would conduct fan meets in May and June 2023, as well as a special animated music video for their song YYY, YYY. Project Yohane would take over most of Aqours' projects for the next couple of years, starting with the Sunshine in the Mirror anime, 2 games, Blaze in the Deep Blue and Numazu in the Mirage, and of course, collaborations and merchandise. The anime focused more on Numazu rather than Uchiura of Sunshine, bringing back tourism to the town just like it was in the Aqours heyday. Finally, Project Yohane would culminate in a 3-day live, Yohane the Parhelion, The Story of the Sound of Heart, in December 2023. It featured insert songs from the anime and special songs included with the anime Blu-ray. On day 3, Hika Sayoko, Lilaps's voice actor, would make a special appearance, performing with Eyecatch as well as the rest of the girls on stage for the song Bloom of Colours. Other notable events during this period include the release of the Blue Swell album, a compilation of rock arrangement of select Aqours singles, anime openings and ending songs, the release of Aqours Club 2023 Soda Fuji Sunshine, and lastly, Peace, Peace, Pizza, the second single for the YYY subunit. Aqours was also present in Ijijin Fest, where for the first time ever, a joint concert was held between Idolmaster and Love Live at the Tokyo Dome. They also participated in the Unit Koshien, an event at the K Arena in Yokohama which brought together all the active Love Live generations and their rivals, participating as subunits, which was notable for featuring the first performance by Aqours together with their rivals Saint Snow in over 5 years, coming together on stage for a surprise rendition of Awaken the Power as Saint Aqours Snow. And finally, we move on to June 30th, 2024. Bokura no Umi de Mata Ao was released as part of the Aqours Club CD set 2024, meant to celebrate their 9th anniversary. Due to the lyrics, fans speculated that it could be a goodbye song, but they didn't want to believe it. After all, Aqours was finally gaining back their momentum. Yet on that fateful day, Aqours held a 9-member livestream for the first time in a while, and what fans feared the most happened. The announcement for their last full member live, Love Live Sunshine, Aqours Finale Love Live, AQ Stage, was to be held approximately a year later on the 21st and 22nd of June 2025 at the Balluna Dome, right around a week before their 10th anniversary. This would be their last solo live with the entire group present. Despite this, the girls assured their fans that they would continue to appear in lives in the future, but complete numbered Aqours lives had come to an end. This doesn't mean a complete disbandment or hiatus, as they will still continue their activities, albeit at a lower frequency. Anchan stated that the girls will still be there in Numazu and Uchiura. They'll continue to live on, saying that they will continue doing the best and to please continue supporting them. Their final live theme song would be titled AQ Hours, meaning Eternal Hours, a creative wordplay of the pronunciation of Aqours as AQ Hours. This final song would come with a live-action music video. This announcement brought a resurgence of Aqours fans. After all, a finale live announcement is definitely a shock. The fastest advance lottery for the final live would be through their finale live CD single AQ Hours, resulting in almost 180,000 copies sold, and by January it became the first song in the franchise to hit platinum, shipping over 250,000 copies. A mind-boggling number that will forever be cemented in Love Live's history.
Before we talk about their final live, let's talk about their home. Stepping foot off of the train onto the platform, you see the sign Numazu in bright white and orange. You continue on, climb the stairs to the bridge that links the north and south side of the station. Upon reaching the top, you see the various posters and billboards with a certain group of girls. You turn and walk towards the south exit of the station. You tap your IC card and make your way across the street to the little waiting area in front of the station. And then you turn around. 9 girls are plastered on the wall of the station. Our hometown, Numazu. Numazu is a quaint little city located in the Shizuoka prefecture next to Tsuruga Bay. Of course, being in Shizuoka, the city is painted with beautiful backdrops of Mount Fuji, the pride of Japan. Numazu was initially a fishing town, and it still is, with fresh fish coming from Tsuruga Bay being their specialty. They also locally produce their own fairly famous mandarin oranges, but as with almost every other town in Japan that isn't a major city, Numazu had been in a slow decline for years. Citizens described it as
dull, boring, or run down, you know?
But then Love Live Sunshine and Aqours came. Rumors have had it that the Love Live staff and city officials have been in the talks before Numazu was chosen to be the location of Sunshine. The reason why Numazu was chosen was because it is less influenced by anime and games compared to the busy Akihabara, and due to its beautiful scenery as well as notable tourist destinations such as Izumito, Awashima, Heda Ward, Kabuki Mountain, and Grand Imperial Villa. Slowly, Numazu started to change from the influx of anime tourism. Based on a study from 2019, an estimated 300,000 to 380,000 tourists came to visit Numazu because of Aqours contributing to almost 6 billion yen in revenue for the town. Shops, restaurants, aquariums, hotels, even the city itself embraced the new identity, and the faces of Aqours are plastered everywhere, even in the most unexpected places. Even their food is Aqours themed, from bread and green tea to restaurant dishes. And let's not forget their public transports, which are painted and wrapped around with Aqours libraries. The town loved them. The characters, the voice actors, the story, they embraced each and every bit of Aqours. This love is especially evident in Aqours AQ MV, where locals were included in the video, from the students at Numazu Cho High School, the model for the new school in the movie, to even the elderly. Taking a walk through Numazu will show how much of an impact these girls have on this town. The locals are friendly and would be open to chat with you about Aqours and the town itself once you initiate conversation. Although Numazu isn't busy like Tokyo, there's a certain charm to it that gives you a sense of peace and ease. Perhaps that is why fans who first came because they like Love Live Sunshine as sort of a pilgrimage come to love Numazu slowly even without Love Live Sunshine. And it's because of this love towards Numazu that many fans have decided to take control of the town both through individual and collective efforts. To illustrate, one has to look no further than Aqours Numazu, the town's professional football club, which currently participates in the J3 League and plays its home games at Ashita Park Stadium, which is featured as one of the main locations of the Aqours MV and also in the singles promotional art. Known for its fans adapting Aqours songs into stadium chants and for their community outreach through charity projects, Aqours' pace in professional football was put into jeopardy in 2022 after a regulation change meant that Ashitaka Park Stadium's lighting would no longer be up to standard. Unable to pay for rule-conforming lights, the club turned to crowdfunding in an attempt to stay in the J3 League with a goal of 30 million yen. However, 2 weeks before the crowdfunding project's end date, Aqours was still around 10 million away from the required amount. It was at this point that the club had found an unexpected savior in Aqours. With only 13 days to go, Aqours and Aqours started a collaboration effort, which Aqours got donations from Love Live fans from all over Japan and even from overseas, and it was able to raise over 40 million yen in total by the end of the campaign, 133% of their goal, and starting a partnership with Aqours that continues to this day with collaboration goods, stadium advertising, special Aqours themed kits for select matches, and even occasional visits from Aqours members to games. It's stories like this that shows how Aqours has become an essential part of Numazu, and they will be there no matter how much time goes by. At this point, Aqours is Numazu's tourism ambassador. They will continue to be with Numazu and help promote the town. Anchan once said to me, "It just feels like I'm going to meet Chika-chan." I truly believe that she lives there. Going to Numazu naturally puts me into the world of Aqours. We'll meet again here. We'll surely see each other again. Bokura no umi de mata ao.
As the days counted down to June 21st, 2025, fans started to prepare for what would be the final send-off for their beloved idol group, at least as a singular group. Artists, creators, and more started to gather to create fan projects such as art books, videos, flower stands, Nobori flags, and the penlight project, Aqua Rainbow. Everyone wanted to give something back to Aqours, as thanks for the past 10 years of effort that they have given to us. The countless lives that were touched and changed thanks to them. Aqours deserved a perfect ending. A week before the final live, fans began to make their pilgrimage to Numazu and Uchiura to visit the place where it all began. Old and new fans alike made their way to the town. Numazu and Uchiura welcomed all of them. Even though Aqours was having their finale live, fans met, connected, and friendships were made. Perhaps this was what Aqours is all about. Time passed quickly, and in what seemed like the blink of an eye, it was already time for the finale live. Everyone gathered, whether it be at Belluna Dome, live viewings, or online live streams. Everyone wanted to watch them for perhaps one final time, and so they performed. Even though the hourglass on the screens was slowly trickling down, each song performed brought the essence of Aqours, their journey of 10 years, and what they meant as a group. Until it all finally came down. The chant of Aqours as the colors of Aqua Rainbow lit up the venue before the encore. The voice of the audience filling up the dome as they sang the last song. the realization that this was a shared moment. A moment taking place not only at Belluna Dome, but in cinemas across Japan and live streams all over the world as well. Because no single venue could hold what Aqours had become. No place was big enough to hold the connection between the 9 girls on stage and their 10th member, their audience. This was our eternal hours. The never-ending dream that we had always wished for. But all great things come to an end. Even Aqours. So, as Anchan asked from their fans through gestures before her last goodbye, don't cry because of our parting, smile because of our meeting. The future of Aqours is a heavy topic. It's true that they are not ending. There are still plenty of upcoming collaborations and projects. But to have them fully as 9 again will be a rare occurrence. Aqours has changed a lot of people's lives, whether directly or indirectly. There's only one thing for certain. No matter how many years have passed, Aqours will always be there, in Numazu and Uchiura. At that sea, our sea. That much is evident. And to leave such an indelible mark on the town has sealed Aqours' place in history. Enjoy that, now and forever, Aqours will always be eternal.
Aqours members are essential part of our city and always support them. I think that it's not the end of Aqours. Now, Aqours members are tourism ambassador. I want them to share charm and attractions about Numazu. We couldn't be more grateful. Yeah, Thank you so much.
Aqours has been a big part of my growth as a person, whether or not I show it, and seeing the characters and Seiyu doing something new every month always brought me joy. I just want to thank Aqours for all that they've done for me. I also want to thank the Seiyu. I want to wish the Seiyu all the best in their future endeavors, and I hope to see them all again as 9 again, if that's possible, after their final live.
Hi everyone, I'm Tyler Makes Movies. I was one of the writers on this project, and thank you so much for watching. I think I speak for every one of us on this team when I say that it means the world to us. Aqours is important to me, like it is for everyone on here, and, well, it got me through a very turbulent time in my life, so thank you.
Aqours is probably just the best group, simple as that. A lot of fun, great characters, awesome anime, great movie, it's all great. I love them. I'm gonna miss them.
I remember when the Sunshine Project was first announced in 2015. It was only Chica by herself on the beach. I'm amazed by how fast time flew by. Never stop shining brightly. You are our sunshine. Double Dive Sunshine. Psycho!
Me encanta Daya, ha significado muchísimo para mí en todos estos años. Al principio me vi reflejada en ella y pues desde entonces le tengo un cariño enorme y pues ya no solo gracias a ella sino también a Aqours he conseguido muchísimas cosas, motivación, alegría en momentos difíciles y tantísimas cosas que no puedo expresar con palabras. Es un cariño muy importante, así que solo puedo decir que muchas gracias tanto a Aqours, a los personajes 2D, a las chicas, a la Seiyu, a Daya por supuesto y a todo el fandom por crear una comunidad tan bonita y llena tanto de inspiración que es imposible que ninguno de nosotros olvide lo que Aqours ha hecho por todos nosotros. Así que muchísimas gracias a todos.
Something that Aqours helped me with in my adult life was finding friends. This led me to go to delayed viewings and waiting in line at AX because of Aqours. In 2018, before the Beyond the Pacific Live at AX, fans were handing out flyers. It was something called Aqours Rainbow. And when I heard the intro to Yuki wa Doko ni started playing, let's just try it. And slowly seeing those pen lights go up in front of us and seeing Anshan's reaction to the excitement I felt in Microsoft Theater, it brought me to tears.
Perlombaan baru mudah untuk mengingatkanku bahwa perjalanan aku tidak akan pernah berakhir. Terima kasih, Aqours.
Las canciones, el anime, el esfuerzo de los sellos a lo largo de todos estos años han sido una inspiración para salir adelante, incluso en momentos muy difíciles, paso a paso, de 0 a 1. Gracias por tanto, Aqours.
My Oshi, which is Takami Chika, I learned a lot from her leadership because she's a morale booster for the whole team. What I understand is that I learned how to chase my dream. I learned how to realize my dreams step by step. And I'm very grateful that I have Aqours in my life. I never forget that. Be your own personalities, be your own characters, and chase your dream. Aqours, you are the best.
Disebabkan Aqours, I become the leader of the Black Malaysia. Aqours telah tunjukkan pada saya betapa dahsyatnya dan betapa hebatnya menjadi seorang idol. Aqours juga ajar saya macam-macam. Finalize selamanya untuk kita. Walaupun Aqours dah capai finalize, tapi Aqours masih dalam diri kita, hati kita juga. As an The Fly fan, as an Aqours fan, Aqours will be forever in my heart. Aqours forever.